Hello, Blitz fans of all ages, it's me, PlumCastle, here with a review on the U-panzer. This is the new Battle Pass tank that came out for August 2021, and this is a very interesting tank. I played about I actually only played 2 battles in the tank, and it turned out that it's actually a very nice tank. Now, I do have experience with the Panzer 30D that this is just a reskin of. I just only played 2 because I had good stats and already kind of knew how it would play because of the VK30. Now, let's talk about it a little bit because it's a very odd tank. Now, I play a lot of the VK28, so this is obviously not quite the same. It's a medium, not a light tank, so there are those medium attributes. So I found in the 2 replays here that I had some very strange RNG. I don't know if that's due to the tank or if maybe I was just on an off day or something, because it was doing some pretty weird stuff, and you're going to see that here. Now you can see I'm about to aim at that VK28. Perfect aim, but it just goes right over, so I'm not really sure what's going on with the gun. I find I can be fully aimed in at times and it'll just not go where it's supposed to. Maybe I'm just used to the laser beam that the VK28 has, or maybe there is just something about the gun that doesn't really want to go where it seems like it should be going. Now, as for hit points, I have 1060. I have also the damage per minute is about 1700 for me. I don't think I'm running a gun rammer or anything. I'm just running the improved penetration. Also, because of that, my penetration values will be a little bit higher. My AP rounds are 158. My APCR are 204. My high explosive are 22, which makes sense. I mean, you're not going to be getting a whole lot of HE penetration from a gun that's very, very small. I don't remember what the caliber is, but it is quite tiny. So, as you can see here in the replay, I'm mostly playing the role as you'd expect of a medium tank. I'm trying to stay around the flank side, not doing a whole lot. I am doing a lot, just I'm not trying to totally YOLO rush. Like you can see, I'm waiting on this Tiger. I don't really want to do a whole lot. Again, you can see there the aim, a little bit weird, not sure what happened there. And you can see the Tiger's moving forward. Now I make a bit of a mistake here. I get too focused on the Tiger, and you can see I'm about to get hit by this SU-100Y, which is going to be quite devastating in the end. You can see I'm about to take a nasty hit from him. And the sad part is it could have been avoided, but, well, we all have those days where things just don't quite happen right. Now, on the flip side with that RNG I was talking about, the gun seems to miss the most bizarre shots, but you also seem to bounce the most bizarre shots as well. Because you're going to see here, I actually bounce a few shells from this game and the next game as well. You can see I bounce a smasher, which is a little bit odd. Now, that doesn't happen all the time, but I've played it, and it seems to happen enough that there seems to be something there. Now you can see this is becoming a very close game. We're going to have to see how this shakes down. You can see the smashers are sitting there. You really don't want to lose hit points. That's a big thing for this tank. You want to preserve as much as possible. You can see I'm only out because I know the smasher is reloading. And unfortunately, our smasher misses, which is going to end up adding to how difficult this game is going to be. You can see I come around and get the smasher just because I know he's on a reload. Now, unfortunately, I will say this is going to be a loss. It's going to be very close, but because I did lose those hit points, it doesn't end up going very well. Now, you can see there is a little bit of lag in the replay, but what I was going to say is this is a good example of why you need to save your hit points in this tank. You cannot lose unnecessary hit points, and also there's that RNG again. Like, that probably should have gone in, but it didn't quite. Now you can see it's very close. It almost looked like a win. However, I switched to APCR, which was a big mistake. It leaves him on 3 hit points, and of course he has a very fast reload and ends up taking me out. So a little bit of unfortunate and a bit sad, but it goes to show how you really just cannot lose your hit points, especially like I did to that SU-100Y, because if you do so, you will end up hurting very much later in the game, and you will end up losing. Close games like that could have easily been avoided. Now, here's another replay I have to show you. I was playing with Mike from my clan for both of these, and I want to talk about the looks of the tank. You can see it's actually the first Battle Pass tank to have the Pbr textures, and I really, really like that. I'm actually finding that the playstyle kind of fits with my playstyle as well. It just works very well with how I play, which is kind of surprising. I'm not a huge person on mediums. I mean, I don't dislike mediums, I just don't play them very often because they are often slower than light tanks. But this one, because I do have I actually got all but 2 of the equipment slots, which I will show on the screen right now in case you want to know what I am running. It's just very nice. I find it's fast enough, it's maneuverable enough, and it does get some weird bounces like you're going to see here again. Not those kinds of weird bounces, I mean bounces off of you. Like I can roll out here. Now this is totally going against what I was saying where you need to save your hit points, but you can see that frontal plate, that front plate gets a few weird bounces. Like you get at a certain angle and it actually becomes fairly strong, I find. So if you are going up against something, try to angle at about 45 degrees and there is seems to be a fairly high chance of bouncing that shell. Now here comes the AMX totally YOLOing this. He does die by ramming, unfortunately for him. But here comes that weird RNG I was talking about earlier. So there's the AT tank. Well, actually there's the Jagdpanzer, but there's an AT that I am going to shoot in just a moment here. And to those who don't know, you can penetrate the AT-7, that I think that is, in the top of the hatch there. I think that's actually the AT-6 because it's tier 6, but I'm not sure. You can see I aim perfectly well and they just go right over that. I don't know what exactly is happening. This was a bounce, but still, it's enough to make me wonder, that's not real great. Now that's just a bad aim, but it's just a very strange tank when it comes to RNG, or at least it was for me when I played it, because I would aim perfectly, and I mean perfectly as you can see there, and it still didn't quite want to do what I was trying to get it to. So do note that if this is the tank and not just me, there are some very weird things that can happen where you do bounce or miss the most bizarre shots. I mean, it doesn't have the craziest amount of penetration, but it does definitely have enough. And also you can see that Pbr texture looks really cool in the sand. Also in the garage, if you have this, it actually has like this raining effect, which is really cool. So that is the U-panzer. Very nice. It kind of fits my playstyle. It's a little bit strange with its RNG, both in its misses and also its bouncing with its armor, or the little armor it has. So it's a very awkward tank, but it's a very unique tank, but it's definitely a little bit weird with the RNG. So, and with that, I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, have fun, good luck, and happy tanking.